We have a Crystal Flex Luna. Using a Cricut machine, we cut out the design and peeled it off, placed our lotion dye on top of it, and then here's our result. We let it sit for 48 hours. R2-D2 design. This one required alcohol painting to get the gray on R2-D2. Here's the designs with the vinyl on top of them, and this is the process of getting the dye off the discs and peeling off the vinyl. This part can be very tedious at times with the vinyl sticking to the disc. Depending on the complexity of the design, this can take a couple minutes. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think about Maul the Shadow Lord down in the comments below. I just watched the season finale today, and it was a great ending to season 1, and very excited for season 2 and what's going to come with that. So I didn't record a lot of the other process because I didn't think about it till a little bit later, but this is the placing the vinyl on the top of the disc using this jerry rig laser setup just based on my counter so I can find the middle point. We go ahead, use transfer tape to basically put over the vinyl to move it over to the disc. You squeegee that out. Once you have that kind of set in stone, you lay that on top of the disc just to get it ready to get peeled off for the next part. Then we get to the most satisfying part, which is the weeding process. This is where you're peeling off all the vinyl on the disc to expose the parts of the disc that you want to receive the dye. Because of the vinyl, it is permanent. It's going to make sure that those areas do not take any excess dye. So then you just grab your lotion mixed with dye. I usually let my dyes sit for about 48 hours to just get a good saturation on them. I use wet paper towels, cover them to make sure the dye stays at a good consistency. I'm covering these rims with electrical tape to preserve the Eclipse rims because they are different than the flight plate to keep an added effect for the designs when they're later on. So these are probably my favorite type of disc to dye because they have cool effects when they're lit up and they glow. And I'm looking to get into a lot more doing glow rounds in the evenings and just having glow runs, ace runs, things like that. If you're looking to get into disc dyeing, I would recommend this for any MVP and Axiom discs that you want to preserve the color of the rim on. It turned out pretty good for me on my 2 results that I tested. Because this dye process is a multi-step process, so I initially put on the stencil of Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting. Then I would cover it up with glue. What this does is preserves that area. So when you do another dye on top of it, so the lotion dye that I did afterwards, it preserves the effect of that. If I wasn't to do a glue mask, the image already on there would look a little bit murky with the dye added on top of the black. My niece usually comes over on Sundays for family dinner, and we will usually do a disc during that time frame when she's there, so she actually helped me with the lava effect on these dyes. This is our finished product of our Glow Tempo, followed by our Glow Hex. If you guys want to vote on what you think is better, go ahead and check out the poll on the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, may the 4th be with you.